So we're finishing up our notes from yesterday. We finished examples 1 through 7. We're ready to start example number 8. Example number 8 is similar to the problem that we did on our opener today, where we start with a coefficient, square root 75. So in order to solve this, we're going to follow the exact same steps. We're going to ignore the coefficient for right now. So we're going to ignore the coefficient for the first part of step 1. So we're going to go ahead and do the first part of step 1, which says to factor our radicand. So what two numbers can you multiply together to get 75?
15 and 5.
So 5 is my prime, so I'm going to circle it. What two numbers can I use to multiply together to get 15? So I'm going to put my equal sign. Now, this is where it changes a little bit. Before I can put my numbers in my radical, I have to do what first? Darius?
What do you do? Well, you put the coefficient up there.
So I'm going to write my coefficient, then my square root sign, and then my numbers in the radical. So the numbers I'm going to write under my square root is what?
3 times 5 times 5.
Perfect. Make sure your square root covers all of your numbers there. Okay, that's step 1. Step 2 says do what, Jemiah? So I'm circling my factor pairs. Step 3, what, Brendan?
Each factor pair is a radical times a single factor is a coefficient.
Okay, so that second number cancels out with your square root sign, and it becomes a single number in your coefficient. Now, how many coefficients do I have here?
1, 2.
2. So we can't forget the coefficient that we originally started with. So we're going to have 2 times 5. Then I have a square root. What's still left in my square root? 3. So I'm going to drop down because I'm out of room. So when I drop down, I'm going to make sure I put my equal sign to show that my answer is continuing to finish up step 4. Step 4 means you're going to simplify your coefficient and simplify your radicand if necessary. So if I simplify my coefficient, I end up with 10. Square root, can I simplify my radicand? No, so it's 10 square root 3. Okay, let's look at example number 9. So example number 9 is very similar to example number 8. We have a coefficient, so we have 3 square root 15. So Yancey, go ahead and factor 15 for me. Okay. What's that? Okay. Then I'm going to come up and write it all out. So what do I need to write first? The coefficient. So I'm going to have 3 square root. What are my factors that I circled?
Okay, this one easy.
Okay. Now, do I have any factor pairs? No. So I can't do step 2, right? I can't circle any factor pairs, so I can't do it. If I don't have any factor pairs, I'm not going to rewrite my factor pairs as a coefficient, am I? So I can't do step 3. So I'm going to go straight to step 4 and simplify. So what's my coefficient going to be?
3.
And what's my radicand going to be?
15.
So could you simplify 3 square root 15? No, it was already simplified. It was already in simplest form. And you will have a couple of these on your worksheet. All right, let's look at the last example then. Do me a favor. Make this coefficient a negative. So make that a negative 3. So make it negative 3 square root 90. You're going to make that coefficient a negative. On your worksheet today, you are going to have negative coefficients.
You got a worksheet?
All right, let's go ahead and factor 90.
9 and 10.
9 and 10. Okay. What two numbers can I multiply together to get 9?
3.
Circle them. What about for 10?
25.
Okay. When I come up to rewrite, what do I need to put in first? Negative 3. Don't forget your coefficient. Square root. What are your factors?
2 times 3 times 3 times 5.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to give you guys a second to catch up here. All right, step 2. What do we do?
Pairs.
Pairs. What are my pairs?
3.
3s. All right, step. Did I say step 3? I said step 2 there. Okay, now what do I do step 3?
Yes.
And it becomes a. So now that I cancel, where do I put this single number?
On the outside?
Yeah, on the outside. So how many coefficients do I have now?
2.
Okay, so I'm going to have, what's my first coefficient? I can't forget about it. Negative 3 times 3. Then I have square root what?
2 times 5.
Nice job.
This.
All right, and we're on step 4. So step 4, we're going to simplify. So when you multiply your coefficients, you're going to take negative 3 times 3, which equals?
That's 9. Negative 9. What's a negative?
Negative 9. So negative 3 times positive 3 is negative 9. Then you're going to simplify your radicans.
That gives me 10.
No, what's 2 times 5?
10.
10. So my answer is negative 9 square root 10. And that is it.